Hello, hello. Sensei Christopher here at the Sensei Studio House in Palm Springs, California. This is Sirius Joy Alive, and we've got a show for you today. We've got some readings from people who need some things answered. What? It's step 21 fun right now. I'll see you inside. I feel.
My name's Christine, and
If you're watching us on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at SiriusJoytv. Please click like on this video, and if you don't mind, hit the bell button so you're notified so we collectively defeat the algorithm overlords. The Sirius Joy Nonlinear TV network is simulcasting right now on many media affiliates, including Instagram, X.com, and Facebook, just to name a few.
my name's Christine, and I am a Step 27 Cancer. I participated in Sensei Christopher Witecki's Past Life and Karma program through Sirius Joy. I would definitely say it was both life-changing and healing.
I'm a Step 23 Leo, and this is my second time doing 40 Days of Past Lives and Karma. I will tell you right now, it's not for the faint of heart.
And it really had me looking at areas in my life that I hadn't even considered being part of the proof of my past life experiences.
So for the price of what 40 Days of Past Lives and Karma is, this is a great way to read yourself. And honestly, that's putting the power back in your hands.
I have been working with past lives and karma work for a long time, and his program surpassed any other things that I had been working with.
But if you are really curious about what you're doing in your past lives and you like astrology, this is definitely the class for you. Definitely. It is dense. It is intense. It is very extremely educational.
I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to take it. I look forward to taking it again this year, and I will do it every year because it was that good.
Are you ready to understand yourself better than ever before? Enlightened edutainment awaits inside the Sirius Joy Vault. Subscribers receive in-depth insight into the planetary energies with daily texts, pep talks, and more, personalized to your unique blueprint. Subscribe now for only $3.99 your first month at siriusjoy.com.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Sirius Joy Alive. I'm Sensei Christopher, Sensei to Sirius Joy, the guardian channel of the step system, which is just amazing me every day, and a friend to the world. Hi. How you doing? We're on Monday already. We did a Sunday show. If you don't know, we start this series on Sundays now, Sunday through Thursday, and we're stabilizing here in the next couple of weeks. We're going to settle down, especially as we move into February, because things are going to hit the fan. We'll talk about that coming up. But did you know that this is a reading show? You can actually get a reading from us, from me, and I'll do my best to channel whatever you need to know. Go to siriusjoy.shop and you can purchase a reading. These are very affordable. They're way under the rate that we normally get. We're just doing it so that we can help people and we can also help ourselves at the same time. It should always be a win-win, don't you think? I think so. And we'll be talking about all kinds of fun stuff today. You know, the planets are getting really intense. This is going to be an intense week. So if you have a question, you should ask. You should ask. I always get, by the way, I have friends who are psychic, which I'm so proud to say. It's so cool, honestly, to have friends who are psychics. It's like everyone's a psychic, by the way. We're talking about people who have developed it, who've learned it, who've honed their craft. But when I have a hard dilemma, I always ask, two other psychics, at least three, to see what the consensus is. I don't tell them, they don't talk to each other, and I always get the same answer. Always. They'll tell things that others don't know. So sometimes I get an overlap, and then I'll go back to the other ones. I'll be like, hey, so and so saw this, and I'm like, oh my god, I see what you're saying. So it's kind of cool. Breaking free here. It's a fun lifetime. SiriusJoy.shop. I'll have more there soon. We have so much more coming soon. Actually, it's kind of hard. Part of me is so excited. I have a hard time focusing right now, and a hard time sleeping too. It's just a hard time just staying focused because there's so much to do, and there's so much stuff I want to do, and there's so much stuff I have to do. How are you guys feeling? How's it go? We should bring the audience in the chat. We should bring live chat in here, buddy, and bring people in for a minute, like we do with LOL. I think we should, on the side, like why not? And see how people are doing, and say hi to people. So like I'm saying hi, yeah, there we go, perfect, yay. There's Alma Forward. Hey, hi. Joe Luis is always there. I don't know who Achille is. That's cool. Hi guys, yay! Thanks for coming. It's a pleasure to be here. Now, if you want to get this question, get it in now. I'd say that because we're going to talk about. We have a limited time. We started at 5 today. I believe we'll be starting at 4 eventually, probably on Wednesday or so. That's what it looks like. And you're going to see some amazing changes in Sirius Joy and what we're doing. We're developing a lot of fun stuff. I don't know if you guys are following it, but the world is already starting to crack. The world's starting to crack. In fact, we're going to talk about on Wednesday on LOL. Well, actually, it's not on Wednesday, but we have a very special guest. I need to confirm, make sure it's all good. There's Sydney. Hey. But we have a special guest coming in to talk about the, these files, these Epstein files, because there's some crazy stuff that's been going on. Yeah. And, our job here at Sirius Joy is to just keep it joyful. Our life is supposed to be joyful. I was talking to some people today, and Earth was never, from what I hear, okay, when I say I hear stuff, by the way, I'm talking about, oh God, either experts or people who are channels who talk to aliens or people who talk to angels. And I get the most amazing gossip. I mean, I think of it the coolest gossip desk there is with Astro Mingle and everything, but apparently there is no such thing as disease. That's what I heard. I heard there was never disease. All disease is created to eradicate humans. It's not, from what I've heard, there's no disease. Like, it was never the plan. There's nothing that's anti. There's nothing dark and built in the matrix. It's all light. It was all a-holes who did that stuff. And sometimes anomalies I didn't expect, as I was told too. But, for instance, cancer, you don't read about cancer. Where in the Greeks and Romans did they talk about cancer? It's new. Where in any literature in the past did they talk about cancer? Right? They don't. Wasn't a disease. Didn't happen. It's a modern disease. We've created it. Either created by mistake or we created it on purpose. And the answer is both, probably. But the human experience is not supposed to be unhappy. Actually, it was never designed to be unhappy. It was never designed to be painful. It was never designed to be traumatic. It's all been stolen from us. And we're here to make it right in this life. Yeah. Yes, we are in the orbital eclipses. Oh my God. Woo. Yeah, this next eclipse, you want to talk eclipses? Okay, we'll just call that stream of consciousness. I just recorded my show with Gwen English, who's our principal of Sirius Joy Academy and a dear friend of mine. We recorded the solar eclipse special that we'll put out to everyone. All our subscribers will see this. We don't put this out to the public. Some things are for subscribers only because, frankly, we're not going to lose our privileges because we told the truth. So you'll find that you have to come and be a subscriber to find out everything that we know, is that we pick up on. But that this eclipse is going to be, honestly, this is the introduction in 5D. This is the introduction of 5D because it's at 28 degrees of Aquarius. And if you don't know, we've just had 5. This will be the 5th step 28 a new moon that we've had, the 5th. And we'll have one more in Pisces, which will make it 6. And of course, 6 is half of 12, which means that you've covered the entire zodiac because by hitting one half, you've hit the other. And 28 is the creation of a world. It's a manifestation of a world. And so we've been creating a world starting basically in Libra. So a new world in Libra, a new world of relationships. Then in Scorpio, a new world of boundaries and limitations. A new world of beliefs in Sagittarius. A new world of rules in Capricorn last month. And then a solar eclipse, a new world of frequency. Everything is going to be based on frequency. I had a great conversation with the doctor today. Oh my God. We went deep. I could not believe the doctor was willing to even talk to me like this stuff because he was shocked. He was shocked at the stuff I was saying. And I was just saying, basically saying, shame on you guys in medicine. You're failing us. Oncology makes more money than NASA. It's like, why are we dying of cancer? 50 years, we're doing worse. Don't you guys feel bad about that? Like, what the fuck? Like, why are people sicker? He couldn't answer. He said he didn't know. But we're talking about how he agreed. He said he thinks frequency is going to be the new thing. Because if you can get your souls to get back to where it's supposed to vibrate, apparently it'll be clean. It'll be healthy. You could say that sickness or dis-ease is you're out of tune. You're not tuned in. We know in Atlantis that they healed through frequency. They had basically these temples that were cut perfectly by like some sort of laser, and it was made out of certain crystals that they mined out of Arkansas. Actually, at the time, it wasn't Arkansas then, but that's where the world's biggest crystal deposits are, is in Arkansas. And they made these palaces, and then they would hire professional singers. There's professional singers who come in and sing certain notes, and we sung that note in that chamber. It would revitalize an organ. So, like a liver would perk up or something. And well, I thought there wasn't disease. Well, there was wear and tear. Okay, like we definitely destroyed ourselves, and there's wear and tear. There's people had accidents, people broke bones, things like that. So that was a big part of it too. But it's an amazing time. Here's a question. I'm going to read from someone. What do you think of Pluto in early Aquarius and this eclipse being at 28 late Aquarius? Oh, that's a good question. You're putting up there. That's a good question. Thank you. I think that that's how God does it. It's always on both ends. Do you remember that we had the two? We had the 0 degree Virgo, and then we had the 29 degree Virgo eclipse last fall. That's proof right there that the creation is like literally cutting out and putting something in new. So to have it at the beginning, and Pluto at the beginning is the 0. So that's the 0 mark. And the 0 mark is currently 3. And 3 is all you need to create reality, by the way. You only need step 0, 1, and 2, and 3. It's really 1, 2, and 3 is what you need. And that's you have to have your heart. You have to be aware of your feelings. And then what your heart and feelings believe. Step 3, that's the belief is what forms the cornerstone of belief structure, matrix. And so that's it. So what that means is that we pretty much have the keys right now. If you're an expert of metaphysics, you could probably start doing magic tricks now and doing stuff now. But it looks like the full entry of the work will be, I'll tell you this, we did the astrology for the whole year. I did Countdown 2026, by the way, which we should actually say. We should say it's still for sale. Let's put up a thing for it. If you haven't seen it, Countdown 2026 is available. I go through very succinctly, actually, the year. I learned how to get this really succinct. But it looks like we are going through ridiculous change until September, and then we coast. And so after September, it's hard to tell what's going to happen because the planets are kind of quiet. It's just like the people get riled up and those let us out of the cages. I don't know. It's going to be pretty intense. But by September, Earth looks to be broadcasting at 5D. It really does. The planets show that it pretty much is on another level. And there's all kinds of things to talk about why it's on another level and how that unfolds. So that's cool. But yeah, it's crazy. Countdown 2026, by the way, is at newyears.guru. And we do ask you to please support us because we're in a big transition. And here's something we need too. We need people to help. If you're a subscriber to Sirius Joy, you can be a volunteer. We don't take volunteers unless you're a subscriber. And there's a reason for that. It's because you clearly care about us. If you're I think people who don't subscribe, ultimately haven't really shown that there's mutual respect there yet. So I think when you have to give to get, right? But if you are a Sirius Joy subscriber, we're actually creating a citizen team here. We're creating a citizen team of a lot of things, and we need some help actually now. We need some help. We need some citizen reporters. We need some graphic designers. We need a lot of stuff. So if you're interested in that, come on down, sign up for Sirius Joy. I'm all over the map tonight, but we have some exciting things coming. So to prepare, is what I was saying is we are under rapid fire right now because we're preparing at Sirius Joy to be ready for when the first wave hits, and we feel like that's February 13th. So February 13th is the official date, I think, of the start of chaos. The full moon technically last week at 13 degrees was the start, but we feel that you'll start to see some mayhem. And given what we're seeing with Epstein stuff, we actually see stuff actually playing out, right? So it's very possible. And I think that as a society, light workers, I think we need to basically be the voice of happiness and joy. I think it's time to throw a party. That's what I think. I think we need a party until the whole earth goes down. I do think we need to be happy. We have to have fun. We have to plan things. Believe it or not, that's the antidote, to darkness, is to be fun and have fun and enjoy yourself and share your talents and enjoy the moment, right? It's going to be a hell of a moment. Okay, singing therapy. I'm reading the comments here, and I love that you guys are commenting. Frequency, everything as long as we hear it. Music on math because frequency. Well, something about frequency is that you have to continually move on. That's what I was reading Jamie's comment there. It's basically the matrix doesn't work on one. You can't. It's not a one and done reality. It's a three and done. You have to have at least 3 steps, right? That's why you usually get clues in 3 different varieties. If something happens or there's If there's a clue from my guys, Spirit's trying to get in touch with me, I'll get 3 distinct messages that say the same thing. That's the whole, you got this, right? And when you're creating something, you got to hit at least 3 times as well. It's got to go out in 3 different ways, 3 different dimensions. It's just the basis of this reality. So yeah, frequency is doing it frequently. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, let's start with the question. I feel like I've got a burning question there. Let's do our first question of the day, our first chart reading of the day. And do we have the full thing, the whole charts in the chart room? That's what I'm wondering. Anastasia, that's a great name. I've talked to her before. We do. Thank you guys. I love it. All right. So I'm gonna cheat and look at the chart too, because we decided we need to see those. And I'll ask the question. The question is, based on my chart, why have I reincarnated into this lifetime? Well, first of all, we'll talk about this, but y'all, this is the best lifetime to be incarnated in. The best lifetime. There's no other lifetime that will ever meet this ever. Okay. I love Jesus, but it was just a drop. Most of the world didn't know he's there. Okay. The entire world is going to wake up at the same time. The entire world. And we're talking about this summer. It starts. So it's just like, just think about it. Just think about it. The amount of things that we didn't know, that we knew, but we thought we knew, that come out and start to unveil themselves. It's kind of exciting and ridiculous. And I think people are going to have some degree of blast, because we knew it all along. That's why I call it the New World Order in KNEW. We knew it. We knew that. But this lifetime, the reason why you think this lifetime is hard is because we have had to heal. We had all this. The way it works on Earth is that there's only one rule. You have to complete or finish your plate. So if you start on Earth, you have to finish. What does finish mean? It means you have to do a full 360 orbit in a given lifetime. So if you come out on this side, let's say, and you, let's say, are murdered in this life, well, then by the time you're over here, you have to murder someone. And it's not because of bad and good and teaching you a lesson. It's because you have to understand the entire implication of it, the full circle, the full 360 of it, if you're going to do anything in God's garden. That's the way it works. If you're going to do it, you have to learn the whole map. So what happens is that people get injured along the way, and they get hurt. So if you, let's say in the 70s, you die in Vietnam with a bullet to your gun. A bullet to your head. You didn't have any time to process that death. You didn't have any time to think about how this sucks. You're doing so well, and now you're kicked out of the game. You don't have any time to mourn you losing your family. So you reincarnate. You have to follow that. You have to finish it up. So this particular lifetime was basically a super sale. Everything must go. You had to get basically creators like, you've got to clear it all out this life. Like, we're done. We're discontinuing this lower version of the Earth. It's going to only be, solar plexus up now, right? And I keep thinking, these don't have sex anymore. Was that true? No, there is. It's going to be more tantric and energetic, from what I'm hearing. Less biological, more energetic. But so, anyways, the point is that it's been a hard life. I'll just say that, Anastasia. And I'll talk about why you have. Here's some specifics. We'll look at your chart at some specifics of what your particular issues were. But it's because we all had hangups, and you would be stuck on this planet forever if you didn't do it, right? So let me just pull up your chart real quick. It's been a busy day. There's a lot of things happening in stream of conscious right now. I almost can't keep up. I'm trying very hard to speak slowly, if I'm doing that well, but letting my mind be fast and my mouth be slow. So like a whole little kind of twisted thing, but there's so many things that just come across my mind and awareness now that normally I didn't notice. I'll just describe it, and there's so many happening that I don't have time to actually think about it. I just have to watch it and have it pass. And it's like, oh, like tons of realization. So I see my personal perception speeding up really fast, and having a lot of energy, tons of energy, to the point where I work too hard sometimes and fall asleep. But tremendous amount of speed. I'm wondering if people are, hey, say in the comments, since it's live on TV, tell us, how are you feeling? What's the energy been like for you guys in the last week? Is it getting more intense? Is it leveling? Did you hit a lot of hardships? Tell us in your comments. We'd love to hear it and see it real quick. Let me look at this chart while you do that. All right. We need like a theme music. We'll have it soon. Oh, yes. I've got great things to talk about too. So realized. Okay. Sirius Joy Live. I think we'll probably change the title of this series. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but this is along the lines of what we want it to be. Okay. It's going to be in the charts section, I'm sure, right? Yeah. Let's see. Well, sorry guys, I wasn't prepared. That's because I was yapping away, talking gossip about the world, Earth, and what's happening. And we'll dive right into this. Let's see. Here it is. Found it. Thank you. Okay, I got your chart. Yay. Okay, we're not going to show it on the air, but we're looking at it. Okay. Now, we don't have your actual time of birth, but we have something called a sunrise chart. Okay, so first of all, Anastasia, one of the issues is that all these 11s. It's a two-part question. So why in this lifetime? Well, you're a perfectionist. You tend to like you're like hyper perfection. You want it all to be perfect. So it's your obsession for straight A's. It's part of it right there. You're obsessed. And the irony is like you're really good at winning life, but you have not learned how to manage yourself. You can manage about just anything. It looks like a donut shop to a police officer, to a police station. Like you have a lot of talent in different areas. But when it comes to taking care of you and making you feel good at home, that's your big issue. You're learning to have a better relationship with yourself. And so you're very good at, winning over, the little marks of the world. But you yourself have an issue with it. And it looks like Jupiter 0, Aries. Wow. Jupiter, Aries. Wow. Interesting. But, you're here to manifest something, dear. I think this is an ascension lifetime. I know it is, actually. Look at that Chiron at 27. My goodness. So you've already been a Grandmaster and failed at it. Congratulations. I didn't even know you could do that. I'm kidding. But what that means is that you are here to be a role model. So you're here to you're here to show humans, the ones who are still learning the basics, how to do it. You have mastered a lot of the axis. You're at Neptune at 11, Saturn at 11, the Moon at 11. Wow. And step 28. So Pisces rising, Gemini moon, yeah. At 11. So let's talk about what's happening now. Guess what you're not doing? You actually don't talk to consciousness of higher God yet. You don't really have a conversation going on with spirit. You're very much connected to spirit in the moment. Like if you'd call me on my bullshit in a minute, but you wouldn't call God on it. And so what you haven't done is build long distance calls. You cannot make at the moment long distance calls to the universe, and you're learning how to do that. And you're watching good company here because we do. I can't pay attention in the moment. I'm good at the universe. So it's like, take one and lose one. But overall, I think you came here to heal. And the biggest thing is your wound is an ego wound. And so your ego tried to go for something like amazing balls, and you failed. And so the reason why you're here is because you don't like defeat. You want to be perfect and you want to perfect it. And so you asked for another time. You said, put me in, coach. I want to do it again. So that's the first question of why you reincarnated. Second question. Okay, fulfillment person. Close this up. What must I overcome in order to fulfill my purpose? Wow, that's a deep question. See, only someone on your level would ask that question. Your mind is not on your side. Your mind is not on your side. Your mind is always arguing against you, isn't it? That's a problem. You got to overcome that. You also don't believe in yourself by default. So you don't believe in yourself by default. If I said, you really think that's happening? I don't know. You don't know. You don't know if you can trust yourself. You don't know if you believe in yourself, which is really funny, but it's not. It's because you don't pay attention to your heart and your feelings. So if you listen to your heart and you ask your heart, hey, heart, am I, going to be the next big brand out there? And your heart will go, yeah. Then you don't ask the mind's opinion. That's it. You got the answer from the creator, the heart. The heart creates a story. The heart writes a story. Why would you ask this idiot note taker called Mercury? Just takes notes. All he does. He's not that smart. So we've been talking into our brains being the smart part, but that's not the case. The other big obstacle you have to overcome too is you're not committed to yourself. So your commitment, you have a step 8 Pluto in Libra. And so you haven't protected, you haven't said, you haven't turned to yourself and gone, Anastasia, I will be with you forever. I don't care how many times we screw up. I don't care how many times I fuck it up. I will be with you, Anastasia. You have not made that deal with yourself. And so you're running around without a contract. That's going to be nerve-wracking. But the good news is like, I don't know if you got anybody, but I think it's love coming because Jupiter's sitting for your Cupid. And that means that, well, here's the thing. I think I talked to you earlier because this looks familiar. You'll first fall in love with yourself, by the way, and then you'll find love. Now you go, I'm in a relationship. I'm married. There's still more love coming. I don't know if it's going to be love for NASA. I don't know what it's going to be exactly, but you've got nothing but love coming. And that's the thing. Because you haven't always had it square with yourself, you can only go so far with people. Because if you can't get it good with yourself, how can you ever say you have an expert relationship with someone else if you can't get one with yourself? So that's the obstacle. It's good news. You have nothing to do in the outer world. However, you will be doing stuff in the outer world. It looks like you will be a teacher, and you'll be a leader, and you're a grandmaster teacher. Solar eclipse is 21 degrees, so you'll be ascending, and maybe you'll be talking about how to ascend. If you do become an Arc Network, we'd love to talk about it. Yeah. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back, and we're going to have some talks about a new a tarot deck that you want to know about. Can we go to commercial? If you're watching us on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at SiriusJoytv. Please click like on this video, and if you don't mind, hit the bell button so you're notified, so we collectively defeat the algorithm overlords. The Sirius Joy Nonlinear TV Network is simulcasting right now on many media affiliates, including Instagram, X.com, and Facebook, just to name a few.
Are you ready to understand yourself better than ever before? Enlightened edutainment awaits inside the Sirius Joy Vault. Subscribers receive in-depth insight into the planetary energies with daily texts, pep talks, and more, personalized to your unique blueprint. Subscribe now for only $3.99 your first month at SiriusJoy.com.
Hi, welcome. I'm Gwen English, and today we're going to create some inner child cards. What we want this card to do is hold the energy of our heart and spirit. Energetic source for your heart to open up, because we're trying to bring our heart online, we're trying to bring our inner child online, and we're trying to bring joy into our life. I will create a sacred space for you to go into your heart and then use your intuition to choose your images.
Wow, cool, huh? Yeah, this is amazing, you guys. I didn't really hit the gravity of it until later. It's such a busy year. But Gwen actually made this deck, this class, where over the 4 days of self-love, she kind of sat on top of the program. We have already a curriculum for all 40 days. And then she took that curriculum and she had you create a tarot card or an oracle card for that day. And she used collage and things like that. So, you know, her philosophy is that creativity brings you closer to God, brings you closer to spirit. It's true. You channel stuff. But the amazing thing is that you end up with a card that represents these 40 steps of love in your heart. So if you want to do a reading, you can use your own deck, have your heart tell you the answer. It's crazy good. And it's coming back. We have a new semester coming out. Excuse me. We don't have the exact dates yet, just because we are, reluctant to commit because we don't want to be late. But we have a new class coming out. It's the HeartSpeak Oracle class with Gwen English. She also has a shortened version that she'll be talking about soon of a 1 day of painting you can do too. So she's beginning into these classes. She really believes in, working on art and doing things together. And this class is amazing. People who took it say it's amazing. They love their own oracle deck, and they're based on their own heart. And you just can't beat that. It's genius of Gwen. Gwen is she's a Gwen. She's a genius. She really is. And when it comes to education and stuff, it just blows my mind. Met her when I was 19 years old in Chicago. Yeah, we've been friends ever since then. Great stuff. Great work, Gwen. Great work, honey. Okay. Refer to the beat sheet. It says refer to beat sheet. Now we're going to do another reading. Yay! And this is important because I think we're getting a little bit of a summary here of our guests. And to give you guys kind of an outcome, like kind of a clue of what we're doing, Sirius Joy is like radically rebuilding itself into new ways. And we'll have a new version of our site coming out, a revised version. We're going to start to ask you to come watch TV there because we got some features coming out. So if you are registered at Sirius Joy, you don't have to be a subscriber, just registered. You'll have access to some of your step stuff. Okay. So we're going to be putting out step information so that you understand you can operate and work with the steps. And the shows will all have intelligence built into the site. So you'll want to watch there. And we want to build a cool place to hang out. I was just talking today to someone who wants to DJ. So we'll have a night DJ. I mean, we're just going to chill. I think if the whole earth's going down, we might as well have a party, right? All right. Go ahead and bring it back, that question. I didn't mean to interrupt there myself. Okay. Erin. Hello, Erin. Wow, look at all these 28s. Look at this. Right before an eclipse, the 28. Erin, 28 degrees, step 28, Virgo sun in the 5th house. Yeah, wow. 28 degree Taurus rising. Now she's just showing off. And the 10 aqua moon, step 10. So 28, that's to 10, by the way. Look at how clean that chart is. 8, 10. In the 9th house. Wow, moon in the 9th. This eclipse will oppose my 28 degree Venus. We get 20 degree Venus too. There's bragging rights right there in the 4th. Okay, so interesting. So thank you for letting me ask another question. I really value your insight. Thank you. You're welcome. Can you tell me your opinion on how this eclipse will affect me? How do you think this will impact me? Thank you, Sensei. Well, I'm looking at your chart too because I think it's important to, especially with you guys, your masters coming in here. Yeah, your Venus. So your Venus actually, her Venus is right on the line, which is 28 degree rising, just to be all perfect and clean. And that 20 degree rising is conjunct your sun at 28 degrees. So there's not a room for error here at all. But you know what? There's two interesting things about your chart. One is you've never spoken on behalf of God. Like you've never tried that. You've been a priest. You have a grandmaster in spirituality. You can channel spirituality to the on the mundane level really well. And so I'm sure when you watch me, you just see yourself all the time. Wow, so it comes in, yeah, interesting, 16. But that 28 degree Venus is you opening up to being a mother. You're going to give birth to something in the world. You have a gift to give. You have a gift to give. And the irony is that you're so sophisticated that you have forgotten what it's like to be a kid. In fact, your moon's at 1 degree Aquarius. That's crazy. Now, it says 10 moon in the 10th. Oh, see 10? That's 1, actually. That's a typo, guys. It's a 1. Step 1 moon, by the way. Step 1 moon according to this chart. So, but that's Grandmaster of Self-Love right there. Point being, they're very good. Never happened. Mandela effect. So the Aquarius energy, Pluto in Aquarius, is awakening a part of you that you've never had. Fun. It's not like you've had fun in a long time. And you haven't let your child run the ship. You haven't let your creative self take over. You have not allowed yourself to just go and be whoever you want to be. You've always made yourself fit in and be perfect and make good things happen. In this lifetime, you're here to be a bit of a what's the word? What's the word for a disruptor? You're meant to disrupt. And the reason why you're meant to disrupt is because you have the power to bring in peace. You know how to return things to peace and order. So therefore, you have the power to disrupt things. This eclipse is going to then basically activate this in you. So this eclipse is going to force you, build a lifestyle that will afford the gift. All right. So your life is not appropriate right now to be able to play a role in the world. It has some things that need to be built. And some of those things have to be built are actually your own personal dreams. So let's put it this way. You have to go have fun and explore your inner child and explore your artist and really just kind of fuck around and have fun. And when you're at the end of that, you're going to realize, oh my gosh, I wasn't screwing around. I was building something. I was investigating something. I was doing something with a bigger purpose. So the purpose itself, I don't think is going to reveal itself because I can feel it. We won't understand. So what Spirit's telling me is if we said what your purpose was, she wouldn't understand it because there's so much change that's going to happen between now and when you do it. But this eclipse activates it and awakens it. And the thing it does too is it kind of pulls on and pulls apart your current female version of yourself in society. So if you're after school mom, or you're empty nester, or I don't know what kind of female character you play. And we all play characters, by the way. But that character is now being dismissed, I think, because it's opposing it. So basically your lifestyle will become more important than your friends or your social world. And so you'll let go of your current social world Maybe you already have. This will be the officiating of it. And by letting it go, it allows you to live the lifestyle you want to live. So it's kind of like people move out to the desert. They move out to the desert because they want to live the lifestyle they want to live. They don't want to listen to, certain mayors and certain governors. So I think it's going to have a positive effect. I don't see any negativity whatsoever. I mean, for you, negativity is kind of hangnail, right? I'm not trying to poo-poo your pain. I'm sure you've had legit pain, but your soul is very sophisticated. Here's the issue. You have Chiron at 4 degrees Aries. What that means is you're not on your side. Again, you're not on your side. If people in society, earlier in your life, if we would have said, we really think you're a menace, you should probably go to Antarctica. You're like, okay, if that's the case. You did not necessarily take your own side. And so as a result, probably you have people who go against you and argue with you and don't take your side at all. And so if people are never taking your side, well, now you know what it feels like to be you to you, right? That's the way you treat yourself. That's what the lesson is. So you're going to open up to a different kind of love and love yourself in society for different reasons. And I think when you were, you have a very strong, middle ages, I don't know, very strong, dark side part of life. Like you spend a lot of time through the dark ages, is what I'm trying to say, stumbling around trying to fix things, but you've always somehow managed to, end up on top, probably from somebody you know. And so this is the first time you're actually going to get to the basics with yourself and build yourself up from scratch. And that's really happening now. It happens with loving yourself and giving yourself everything you want. And I hope, obviously, you give yourself this reading. Is there a part 2 here? That's good. That's good. Don't. Sorry, guys. I'm clowning. Feel kind of clowny today. All right, Renee. Step 17, Aqua Sun. But we got the Aquas coming in, too. Look at all these 11s, guys. Wow. Think about this week's planets. I'm like, what's so 11? Step 11, Capricorn Rising. Wow. And a step 14, Capricorn Moon. Your moon's on my solar eclipse. Well, I known each other when I was king. What do I need to do in order to have a breakthrough in my work life? I've been a stylist for decades, and I've been pursuing other passions for years, but they haven't taken off, made enough money to fully switch. Well, a lot of times when people say, oh, I've tried a lot of things, and at the time, you thought you were going to try it. But whenever I dip into it psychically, no, you were actually reacquainting yourself with a past life career that you were already over with and you didn't care about really. So you're really revitalizing talent. I don't think you were actually ever bringing back a career. You're revitalizing talent, finding your talent inside of you. Once you get it, you're kind of bored, right? Once you understand it. So obviously you're going to need some sort of campaign, some sort of goal that is way beyond the kind of measure and scope you normally have had. And what Spirit's telling me here is, so Jupiter is right now going through your 10th house, which means that you're going to just start, get a lot of information about opening your mind, expanding yourself. You rule, you have basically Taurus. Yeah, Gemini rules your 10th house, but most of your 10th house is Cancer. And what that means is you always start off with something very logical, but then as soon as your feelings get involved, you get lost, right? And the reason why your feelings get lost is because you don't have any ritual to get to know your feelings. So I really think that you'd be great at Sirius Joy because every day we practice the vault, and every day we look at protecting ourselves, and every day we look at building ourselves up for a better tomorrow. And so I think you need to practice day after day after day, and you're going to pop out of this little habit. The habit is basically sweeping yourself under the rug, not being on your side, making sure you know everyone else's side and you're helping everyone else before you help yourself. You got it backwards. And I think it looks like past lives in church. And a healer too. Now your Pluto's at 25. I just want to leave with this. And it's right on the eye of God. So you are here to channel some spirit, if you don't already. If you're in chat, tell us. But you're here to channel a spirit. You had a spirit waiting to talk to you. Where you agreed to be the channel, just like I was. So you should be finding out soon, I think. Be mindful of your feelings. They'll talk to you about it. Wow, that's cool. Some popular people here tonight. One more. How are we doing in time? We're good. Yay. Ooh, aha. Adam. What am I thinking of this guy is? I get a bad feeling about this guy. Just kidding. Step 27, Aqua Sun, 0 degree Capricorn Rising, and step 5, Aries Moon. What aspects of myself can I strengthen, augment in regard to life, purpose, and or lifestyle to help usher in the age of Aquarius? Well, let's take a look. Find out here. I'm looking at this chart and find out. So he asks, strengthen and augment in regards. Strengthen and augment. Well, the truth of the matter is, like, let's look at that moon. It's pretty self-explanatory. You know, let's say the volume, let's call a step number volume, okay? So your sun, which is your heart, is at step 27. You've got the volume turned up to 27. You got the love volume turned all the way to 27. You've got the moon volume down at 5, okay? 5. That's as loud as you want the moon to go. Well, the problem is that the moon is the carrier of complex information. So if you don't allow your moon to flow, you don't have access to all the information. You're only getting a piece of the stream from yourself. You're getting little pieces. You're basically getting little bow wow pieces, like do this. I mean, 5 is basically like do this, do this, do this, do this. Your mind is kind of dictatorial over your emotions. And yeah, and then it's at 5 degrees Aries. So it means the ego gets involved too. So it looks like you've definitely been a soldier and been in past lives in armies and stuff, because you have some, looks like some battle wounds with Mars at 23. Went to war with the church, fought them and lost, I think. So all triumphant failures. But to strengthen, it really is your awareness around your feelings. Your Mercury's at 2 degrees also. So the standard exercise we always say, I recommend, Adam, that every morning before you start work or anything, you go into your quiet room and you know, safe, and you get an inventory of how you feel. And it can be all the topics. How do you feel about Trump? How do you feel about this new show? How do you feel about jobs here and jobs there? How do you feel about all of it? You need to know how you feel about stuff. Because if you don't know how you feel about it, guaranteed someone's going to ask you, because it's time to become hyper aware of all of your knowledge. And when you start really looking at how you feel about things, and really how you feel, not how you think, not what you think, not what your heart says, how you feel, you're going to get a read of the field that you keep creating, which is a very limited field. In fact, I bet you feel very limited when I bring up those topics. And that's because it's a limited field. You have not expanded it. So when we expand our field, that means that we emotionally let our feelings out, and we emotionally inhale and let our feelings in. We basically are always doing sort of trading of water, trading of breath with other people in consciousness. If you only have short breathing, like step 5, which is in out, right? You're not getting a lot of data. You're not coming to conclusions about life. And you have the mind to process it. Your sun's at 27 degrees Aquarius. That's like a Jedi. Okay, so I think that you wanted to keep things simple, and you've managed to do that. But I think that's a temporary thing. I think that you are here to be part of the complexities. And, you know, just like it takes, you know, I would trust a reformed, I would trust a person who has no emotional, background to go through it, learn, and then be the head of emotions for the country versus someone who claims they are now, right? So don't allow the fact that you're just now getting started at your age to indicate anything about what's possible, because anything is possible. And that's true for everyone, guys. Everyone out there watching, anything is possible right now. You have no limits. You're being reset. But I think looking at your chart, you're here to make money in new age ways. Literally. You're here to bring value. You're here to be a proponent of value. You're basically very interested in helping to architect the new human value system. The system of value. What is value based on, right? Right now, value is based on just a number that our banks tell it, right? Based on trade, basically. That's what our number's based on. It's not based on gold, right? So we don't base things correctly. And I think that's where we're going to start, is how to base things. But Spirit showed me that you're like a conglomerate of things, like your music comes through. Also some other thing, like a remodel or something happening, looks like it's going to happen or is happening. So you're busy. I find that when I'm doing boring stuff like painting, you can really get some stuff channeled, by the way. So anytime you can like turn your body on and turn your mind off, great stuff. Does that answer your question, Mr. Adam? Mr. Adam, yeah. So we've got a commercial coming up. Have you seen the new soul horoscopes? Oh my God, I outdid myself. They went live on Sunday, and you'll notice I'm putting a lot of change into them, really focusing on being of service at an even greater level. And so let's show you a sample of soul horoscopes. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to the third final stretch of your birthday period. Happy birthday to you, by the way. Are you happy with this year's gifts, incidentally, giving you a whole bunch of shift in karma? Well, don't worry. It all gets returnable with a price of an increase, actually. Wisdom will bring all sorts of great gifts, but you got to be patient. For Aquarius, this is really about shaping your character. The third decade of Aquarius is how we emotionally respond over time. So if you're a cool operator or a smooth operator, you have a cool response when it comes to when feelings hit you. But you can also be a very heated operator, and that means that your ego comes to the table. But what you have been called to really be is an emotionally empathic operator. The universe is calling for you to be ultimately operating from the perspective of being care considerate of your own feelings. And this is huge because Jupiter in Cancer has been helping you to expand your emotional quotient now for almost a year. And here we have a transit that's going to also do the same, to tie in that emotional intelligence you have been creating into the operating system of your ego and your responses and whatnot. So you're basically manifesting a new character that is ego responsive to the world's emotional sensitivities. If you're watching us on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at SiriusJoytv. Please click like on this video, and if you don't mind, hit the bell button so you're notified, so we collectively defeat the algorithm overlords. The Sirius Joy Nonlinear TV network is simulcasting right now on many media affiliates, including Instagram, X.com, and Facebook, just to name a few.
Are you ready to understand yourself better than ever before? Enlightened edutainment awaits inside the Sirius Joy Vault. Subscribers receive in-depth insight into the planetary energies with daily texts, pep talks, and more, personalized to your unique blueprint. Subscribe now for only $3.99 your first month at SiriusJoy.com.
Until you understand your karma. Now, tell me one place you can learn about karma right now and your past lives. I'm listening. Nowhere. We are the only ones, and I'm so grateful and surprised, frankly. I'm sure there'll be a lot of other classes out there, but this is a great class. It takes 40 days, and you will, by the end, understand your chart. If you don't know your chart, you'll understand your karma, which are issues you're still holding on to with kind of thing. You will understand soulmates, past life husbands or wives. You'll understand innate talents you've had for more than one lifetime. You'll understand where you always screw up, where you always screw up. And we all have those, by the way. And that's all going to happen. By the way, in the beginning of Pisces, I'm like trying to calculate the days, how many days is right? The zero Pisces. So it starts at zero Pisces. Now it's very simple. All you do is you write journals. We give you questions every day based on the astrology of the day. So you're chiming into the actual astrology that's helping you. It flows through you. We ask you these questions. You answer to the best of your knowledge. That's it. That's the course. That's it. There's no tests or any essays or anything. And in that process, that simple process, which is every day for 40 days, you will unveil to yourself stuff about your past that you might have been afraid of seeing or didn't want to see for the reasons or whatever. I know mine. I know mine because when I started learning about my past life, I was like, oh, Jesus. I'm glad I learned that much later because I didn't want to learn. If I would learn that in my 20s, I would have been bummed. Totally bummed. So it's funny how it comes and when it comes. But this is a great class. You'll meet great people. We have, we help you run your chart. We have TAs that help people. We have tutoring. So we help you tutor. We'll tutor you on how to look at your astrology. We'll tutor you on how to look at your chart, how to frame things up. And you know what? Now's the best time. You have to do it now because come April, okay, it's go time. That means this is the last 40 days where you can really have your past lives under your thumb and understand them. Understand them for, I was saying this, before shit hits the fan. Sorry, I get distracted. Let's do one more question. We'll save them for tomorrow. Oh, another 28. Of course, Katrina. Another 28. Can you guys believe this? This is what it's like when I do readings. I've said this before. I'll sit down for readings. These people have booked themselves months in advance, like maybe 6 months. And on that day, 28, 28, 28. All three are 28 suns. Swear to God. Don't even know who they are. They'll fall in that. Like, and here you're seeing it. You see what happens right here. So happy to have a witness. All right, 28 degrees. Step 28, Capricorn Sun. Awesome. Step 23, Virgo Rising. And a step 1, Scorpio Moon. These step 1s. Step 1s are crazy. Not crazy people, but it's crazy that they keep coming up. With all the crazy and disturbing headlines and disclosures coming out these days, can you provide any reassurances that things will get better. Reassurances. How can you do this? No psychic I know or work with sees a dark future. Not one. We don't see one. We don't see any dark future. In fact, it's so light, we can't believe it's true. It's like, is someone hacking my ability? No. We just don't see it. It's not in the cards. It's not who we are. Whoever's being dark and mean, they knew they had a fat chance in hell of pulling it off, because the entire world and all of creation, everything, my iPhone is even, it's all God consciousness. It's all creator. How the hell are you going to reverse everything in the universe and be better than it? Really? The truth is that we needed to learn who we were as our power. And so creator let in these bad guys, show that we could fight for our power back, because we're going to win anyways. We are their children. Right? We're God. We're Mother God and Father God's children. So we're going to learn. There's no spinning you away. There's one thing about Christianity that just drove me crazy. It's like, you mean there's this God, and the first thing he says is calls you a sinner, which means he's kind of a shitty God if he makes sinners, right? Like, not a very good God, are you? Creating all these sinners, right? So calls you a shithead, tells you got to kiss his ass and worship him, and then maybe he'll let you into heaven. Otherwise, he's going to torture you and hurt you and give you pain. And we fell for it. Seriously. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, it makes no sense. But the point is that I think to some degree, you are not seeing the boat here, Katrina. You are paying attention to things that are A, can't be changed, B, not your domain. You don't have control over that. And it doesn't have control over you. You may think it has control over you because you're like, this happens and my salary goes down. Well, your salary goes down, but you can bring it back up. Did you know that? Sure. So the wind knocks down things in my yard. Let's put it back up. Don't you? What's the problem? We keep saying, oh my God, what's the problem? Now, there are asshole actors out there. Like we're talking about ICE, remember? In one case, a couple of days ago, we're talking about ICE, and it's like, there are cops and there are people who patrol out there who are assholes, and they take it on the citizens. They do. And there are criminals who are assholes, and they take it on the cops. But that's just a small fraction of assholes. That's not how the whole world works. And because you're not one, and I'm using the word because it's kind of dirty and wrong, it's not going to happen to you. You don't have nothing to worry about. We've been told that horrible things are going to happen. Horrible things could happen, but have they ever? No, Hiroshima, that was horrible. There's moments that are horrible, but they're far and few between. My point is, you have to go in your heart and ask your heart this question. You're not asking your heart these questions. You're asking the world. Ask your heart. I know I asked you to ask a question, so that's fair. My point is that your heart is the only one that knows this answer. The problem is you don't trust it. You don't trust it. Well, why don't you trust your heart? Oh, I know why you don't trust your heart. Because you allowed yourself to be with him, whoever him happens to be, okay? It doesn't matter who him is. It's him or her. It depends on the lifetime. But ultimately, I think you have given your lives away as a partner many times. And that's represented by the way of the fact that your moon is only at 1. And that means someone else getting all the emotional attention. And your Chiron is at 12. So it's like as soon as you start to get out in the world, you always get hurt right away. And so I think what's happening is you're seeing what's happening is, oh no, I'm going to be hurt again. If you say you are, you are. If you say you aren't, you aren't. I think it's time we all, swallow the Kool-Aid. I'm not saying do mass suicide. I'm saying let's kill off these false beliefs. If you don't want it, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen if you don't want it. Now, some people, you were asking for it. Yes, some people are asking for it, but not our viewers. Our viewers are way past that. The people who watch this stuff, we all know we didn't ask for it. I mean, I asked it. I told you yesterday, I did ask for some lessons, but the point is like everything that happens to us in life, we planned this, I think, ahead of time because it was going to teach us something we need to learn. So rather than panic at what it looks like, ask yourself, well, what the hell am I trying to teach myself with this? What am I trying to teach myself? How do you change because of the recent headlines? How does that change your life? I'm curious. How does that change you and what you do tomorrow? I think it gives you freedom. That's what it does. I think it makes you go, I'm pretty one of this. Look at what we're doing over here. I'm damn smart because these idiots are doing the dumb stuff, right? Sometimes comparison is okay. I mean, comparison is always okay and judgment is also okay. The problem with judgment is it always comes with a sentence and a penalty or a punishment. That's the problem. But the truth of the matter is everyone has to judge and call it what they call it. But it doesn't matter. It's your own movie. So what I'm getting at is you can actually be happy tomorrow. If you just decide you change your mind, it's all okay. Because you said so. And see if you get away with that. Seriously. See if you get away with it. See if anyone tries to stop you. In fact, I recommend in the next 24 hours that people start playing with their magic. Start playing with your magic because we're in the step 20s now. And so if you feel something, you should act on it. You should move into it. You should let it guide you. This is what they said in Star Wars. Let the force be with you. Let the force of your emotions be with you. Go with them. See what they say. Now, if you don't do the vault exercise in the morning, people, and clear out your excess crap, well, then they're going to lead you to crap. So you have to put some energy into your feelings, charge them, neutralize them, heal them, and then you'll likely be led on an interesting adventure. Everyone I'm talking to, this is the case. Because we have a glorious, glorious new moon eclipse happening at 28 degrees. And when that happens, all these 28s that showed up today, when that happens, you will all be activated in a huge way. So everyone who had 28s today, by the way, you're going to be activated by this eclipse in a huge way. Huge. And if it's a really cool story, tell me. We'll bring on camera. We'll talk about it together. I love to talk about that stuff too. Okay, I think that's all we have for today. That's all right. We should be back. I'm feeling my gut will be on time. Well, not even on time. We'll start with the 2-hour show. Well, we can't do that on Friday. Probably on Thursday. So it's the last day of the week. But we're getting our stuff together. You're going to see the show get better. We love your comments. Please comment. Tell us what we can do better. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. And we'll see you tomorrow in 24 hours. Until then, I love you. Live, love, be. If you're watching us on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at SiriusJoytv. Please click like on this video, and if you don't mind, hit the bell button so you're notified so we collectively defeat the algorithm overlords. The Sirius Joy Nonlinear TV network is simulcasting right now on many media affiliates, including Instagram, X.com, and Facebook, just to name a few.